In a fiery showdown on The View, Tomi Lahren fiercely claps back at Sunny Hostin after Hostin takes a personal shot at her ancestry. What started as a debate on immigration policy quickly escalates when Hostin digs into Lahren's family history, trying to expose a contradiction in her stance. But Lahren doesn't back down. She flips the attack on its head, leaving Hostin speechless and proving her point with precision. This intense moment of live TV drama is one you won't want to miss. Before we dive in, comment below where you are watching us from and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Over the weekend, a woman took it upon herself to research Tomi Lahren's family history, hoping to find something that would validate arguments for illegal immigration and open borders. However, what she uncovered was surprising. Tomi's ancestors, who arrived in the U.S. in the 1800s from Norway and Germany, had spoken Norwegian and German, not English, for years after arriving. While this seemed to contradict the view that new immigrants should immediately assimilate, Tomi used this finding to reinforce her argument that her family came to America legally. This discovery led to an intense and heated debate between Tomi and The View co-host Sunny Hostin on immigration policies, family history, and hypocrisy. The debate started as a discussion about immigration, with Lahren advocating for merit-based immigration. She has consistently pushed for legal channels for entering the U.S., which made her a polarizing figure in political debates. Hostin, on the other hand, has supported a more compassionate approach, challenging the conservative stance on open borders. The argument took a personal turn when Hostin began referencing Lahren's family history, highlighting the fact that her ancestors didn't speak English for years after arriving in the U.S. Hostin seemed to imply that this was hypocritical in light of Lahren's current stance on immigration. Instead of backing down, Lahren doubled down on her argument. She pointed out that her family had followed legal procedures to enter the country, built their lives without government assistance, and contributed to the nation. This, she argued, was a major difference between past and present immigration. Tomi made it clear that the immigration situation today is vastly different from the 1800s, when it was less regulated, and people came to America to build their futures without the modern welfare systems we have today. For Lahren, her family's history of legal immigration served as a firm foundation for her stance on today's immigration policies. What began as a debate on policy quickly escalated into a deeply emotional exchange, with Hostin using Lahren's family history as a personal attack. Some viewers saw this as an attempt to expose hypocrisy, while others felt it was a low blow that diverted the conversation from the real issue at hand: how to address the immigration challenges we face today. Lahren, however, responded with humor and grace, making light of the situation and using it to rally her supporters. She made fun of Hostin's genealogical research, flipping the narrative and showing how an attack on her ancestry didn't change her stance on immigration. The conversation shifted when the two began discussing the differences between 1800s immigration and today's immigration crisis. While both involved people seeking better opportunities in America, Lahren argued that today's immigration system is much more complex, shaped by laws, security concerns, and welfare systems that didn't exist back then. She emphasized that immigration today is apples to oranges, a vastly different situation from the unregulated immigration of the 1800s. Lahren believed that immigrants should follow the legal process, just as her ancestors did, and should not expect government handouts. Hostin, however, argued that assimilation has always been a gradual process. She pointed to Lahren's ancestors as an example, noting that it took time for them to integrate into American society. Hostin's point was that cultural integration takes time and that the process of adjusting to a new country has always been a slow one. Lahren disagreed, emphasizing that her ancestors followed the law and did not rely on government assistance, which she believes is an important distinction in the modern debate over immigration. As the argument grew more heated, the debate shifted from discussing the issues of immigration policy to attacking Lahren's integrity. Hostin's decision to bring up Lahren's great-great-grandmother and the fact that she didn't speak English for over 40 years was seen by some as an attempt to discredit Lahren personally, rather than focusing on the real issue of how to handle immigration today. Lahren remained composed, using humor and wit to defend her family's history and her views on immigration. She turned Hostin's personal attack into an opportunity to solidify her position and attract more support from her audience. The fallout from the heated debate was immediate and intense. Social media was flooded with reactions from both sides, with some people praising Lahren for remaining calm under pressure and others supporting Hostin for challenging what they saw as hypocrisy. Some saw Hostin's personal attack as an effective strategy to expose contradictions, while others believed it was a desperate attempt to discredit Lahren and shift the conversation away from the more complicated issues of immigration today. The debate also shed light on the deeper ideological divide in America regarding immigration. Lahren's viewpoint reflects a conservative belief in merit-based immigration and the idea that immigrants should contribute to society without relying on government assistance. Hostin, on the other hand, advocates for a more compassionate approach, arguing that America should remain open to immigrants, regardless of their background. This clash of perspectives underscores the ongoing debate about how to balance compassion with the need for security and regulation in the immigration process. In addition to the debate, Lahren revealed that her political views had cost her a job at a conservative network. She shared how her pro-choice stance had led to her suspension, highlighting the pressures faced by public figures who hold views that don't align with their political affiliations. This personal revelation added another layer to the discussion, emphasizing the challenges of navigating political discourse in a polarized environment. In the end, the confrontation on The View was about much more than immigration. It became a battle over values, identity, and what it means to be American. While the debate began as a policy discussion, it quickly morphed into a deeply personal exchange, with both women defending their beliefs with passion and conviction. Whether you agreed with Lahren or Hostin, the showdown served as a reminder of the deeply entrenched ideological divides that continue to shape America's political landscape. It also underscored the power of personal attacks in shaping public debates, as well as the importance of staying composed under pressure when faced with criticism. Tomi Lahren may have been the target of a personal attack, but she turned the tables, using the moment to further solidify her position on immigration and rally her supporters. The emotional exchange left viewers talking long after the cameras stopped rolling, making it one of the most memorable moments on The View in recent history. The debate between Tomi Lahren and Sunny Hostin on The View took an unexpected turn when Hostin decided to dive into Lahren's family history. This move shocked many, as it crossed a line between political discourse and personal attack. Lahren, known for her strong conservative stance, argued that her position on immigration wasn't about rejecting immigrants but enforcing the law. She believes that there's a clear distinction between legal immigrants who follow the proper channels and those who cross the border illegally, something that often gets lost in political debates. Hostin, on the other hand, framed her comments about Lahren's family tree as a way to shed light on the complexities of immigration, but it ended up backfiring. By focusing too much on Lahren's ancestry, Hostin unintentionally gave Lahren the opportunity to turn the attack into a moment of strength, rallying her supporters. Lahren's ability to handle the personal attack with grace highlighted her skills as a debater and allowed her to redirect the conversation back to the core issue of immigration policy. The incident revealed the deeper cultural and political divides in America. On one hand, there are those who see immigration as integral to the nation's identity, advocating for a compassionate and inclusive approach. On the other, there are those who prioritize strict enforcement of immigration laws and a merit-based system that focuses on self-reliance. This debate isn't just about policy. It's a reflection of the larger divisions that define American society today. The clash between Lahren and Hostin raised questions about the boundaries of political debate. It's one thing to challenge someone's ideas, but turning their personal history into a battleground goes a step too far. While the two may have had different views on immigration, both recognized the value of immigrants' contributions to America and the importance of assimilation. However, in the heat of the moment, those shared values got overshadowed by the intensity of the live debate and the personal attacks that followed. For Lahren, the debate became an opportunity to showcase her resolve and stand by her stance on immigration. She pointed out that her ancestors followed the legal process to enter the country, and she was passionate about upholding those rules for future generations. Hostin's decision to bring up Lahren's family history might have seemed like an attempt to expose hypocrisy, but it only strengthened Lahren's position, highlighting the need to stick to the facts rather than personal attacks. The incident also reflected how deeply personal politics have become. When debates shift from discussing policies to attacking people, the stakes feel much higher, and the arguments hit closer to home. The tension between Lahren and Hostin was a microcosm of the broader political environment, where personal beliefs and values are often at the forefront of heated discussions. In the end, this was not just a debate about immigration. It was a glimpse into how public figures engage in political discourse today. While both Lahren and Hostin shared some common ground on immigration, their differences were amplified by the nature of the debate, which took a personal turn. This exchange serves as a reminder of how political discussions have evolved into highly charged, emotional battles that go beyond policy and into personal territory. The debate between Lahren and Hostin was far from resolved, and it's clear that the conversation surrounding immigration will continue to be a source of division and passionate discourse. Whether or not it's fair to bring personal history into political debates is up for debate, but one thing is certain. The controversy sparked by this incident is far from over, and it proves that daytime TV can still provide moments that get people talking. If you enjoyed this takedown, hit the like button and subscribe for more epic breakdowns of the woke world. You won't want to miss our next video. See you then, bye.